Hey folks, picture this. You're cruising down the highway of life. Windows down, tunes blasting, everything's golden. Then bam, your brain hits the brakes and starts doing donuts in the parking lot. That's overthinking, my friends. It's when you pour way too much gas into the tank of some problem or decision, revving the engine until you're spinning your wheels, going absolutely nowhere. You're replaying that awkward convo from last week like it's the Super Bowl, highlight reel, or mapping out every what-if scenario for tomorrow's big meeting, like what if the coffee machine explodes? What if your boss turns into a literal dragon? It's exhausting, right? Stressful as hell, and 0 miles closer to the finish line. Look, thinking's your superpower. It's what got us from moon landings to microwave burritos. But overthinking? That's when your mind's stuck in a loop-de-loop, chasing its own tail like a caffeinated squirrel. You're not solving jack, you're just building a 5-star anxiety hotel in your head and checking in for the long haul. It leaves you frozen, folks, stuck in neutral, heart racing, when all you really need is to shift into drive and roll. But here's the mic drop moment. If you're nodding along right now, fists clenched from one too many midnight brain marathons, listen up. Today's game over for that nonsense. We're kicking overthinking to the curb like yesterday's bad takeout. You've got this, because the only loop you're looping into from here on out is the one that leads straight to, I got this, let's roll. Alright everybody, grab your AirPods, your trucker hat coffee, or whatever gets you locked in, because today we're tearing into Nick Trenton's Stop Overthinking, like it's the playbook you've been begging for. This ain't some dusty self-help snooze fest. This is the straight-shot guide to shutting down that non-stop brain chatter, kicking anxiety to the curb, and finally taking the wheel of your own damn head. You know the deal. A wandering mind is a miserable mind. If you're the person who can't even fold laundry without replaying that awkward thing you said in 2017 or running disaster movie trailers about tomorrow, congratulations, friend. You're a certified overthinker. Here's the sneaky part. We keep doing it because it feels productive. If I just think about this a little harder, I'll crack the code. Nah, that's the illusion. You're not solving anything. You're just burning premium mental fuel going in circles. Make the perfect plan. Cool story, bro. The second anxiety spikes, your brain hits the override button and we're right back on the hamster wheel. So if you want out, you can't just treat the symptoms. You gotta go straight for the root. Crush the anxiety, reclaim the controls, and get your life back. That's exactly what this summary delivers. No fluff, no filler. We've boiled the whole book down into 7. Punch you in the face with clarity chapters that actually work. So crank the volume, silence the group chat, and let's roll. This isn't just another audiobook. This is the day the overthinking ends. I divided the entire book into 7 chapters for the sake of better understanding. Let's go. Chapter 1. 3 Dead Simple Ways to Slam the Brakes on Overthinking. Alright, let's hit the ground running. These are your emergency tools. The ones you pull out when your brain's doing 120 MEP in a school zone. No fluff, no 10-day retreats, just 3 moves that work instantly. Method 1, the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding trick. This is the same technique ER docs and therapists use to yank people out of full-blown panic attacks. Takes less than a minute. Works anywhere. Stuck in traffic, middle of a meeting, 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling. Here's how you do it. 5. Look around and name 5 things you can see. The crack in the windshield, the red exit sign, your dog's goofy grin, whatever. 4. Name 4 things you can hear right now. The hum of the AC, tires on the highway, your kid yelling about Fortnite in the next room. 3. Touch 3 things. The steering wheel, your jeans, the cold coffee cup. 2 smells, coffee breath, rain on the pavement, whatever's floating in the air. 1 taste. The gum you're chewing, the leftover burrito on your tongue, anything. That's it. Nick Trenton explains it like this. Picture your attention as a glowing ball bouncing around inside your skull, smashing into every what-if like a pinball on steroids. The second you lock onto real-world details, the grain in the wooden table, the squeak of your sneakers, that ball shoots out of your head and parks itself in the present moment. Anxiety loses its Wi-Fi signal. Boom, you're back in the driver's seat. Method 2, the counter-belief experiment. Flip the script on your brain. Every spiral starts with a sneaky core. Belief that's usually total BS. Example, you're about to give a presentation, and your brain's screaming, I'm gonna bomb. I'm not ready. That right there is the belief running the show. Here's the 4-step counterattack. 1. Name the weak belief out loud. I believe I'm not prepared and I'm going to look like an idiot. 2. Flip it 180 degrees into a counter belief. I am prepared. I've done the work and I'm gonna crush this. 3. For the next 60 seconds, act as if the counter-belief is 100% true. Stand taller, breathe deeper, smirk like you own the room. 4. Hunt for evidence like a lawyer building a case. I practiced 3 times. I know this material cold. Last month I killed that client call. Do that loop a few times and the original fear starts sounding ridiculous. Your brain goes, wait, maybe I'm not doomed. Anxiety drops, overthinking starves, works like magic. Method 3. Worry suspension. Here's the dirty secret. Most worries just want to be heard. They're like that needy friend who keeps texting. Ignore them and they blow up your phone. Give them 15 scheduled minutes and they chill out. Trenton's personal hack is hilarious and genius. When his brain starts spiraling, he grabs his phone, hits the side button and says, "Hey Google, set a reminder, worry session, tonight at 8 p.m. Then he goes back to work or hanging with his wife. By 8 p.m., half the time he can't even remember what he was freaking out about. The worry got its stage time and shut up. Set a daily 15-minute worry window. Write the worries down if you want. But when the timer dings, you're done. Close the notebook, tell your brain, we'll pick this up tomorrow if it still matters. 9 times out of 10, it won't. That's it. 3 tools you can use today, right now if your mind's already racing. Pick one, try it the second you feel the spiral starting, and watch how fast the volume gets turned down. You've got the power. Let's keep rolling. Chapter 2. More thinking doesn't mean overthinking. Let me paint you a picture that'll hit way too close to home. Meet James. Good dude. Sharp, self-aware, the kind of guy you'd grab a beer with. One random Tuesday he rolls his shoulder, feels a little knot and thinks, huh? That's weird. Next thing you know, he's on WebMD at 11 p.m. Dr. Google telling him it's either nothing or stage 4 everything. James actually catches himself. He goes, whoa, pump the brakes, man. You're spiraling. Smart, right? Except 2 minutes later, his brain sneaks right back in. Okay, but seriously, what if I need to get it checked? Should I see a GP? Dermatologist? Should I ice it? Heat it? Book the MRI now or wait? And we're off to the races. Suddenly he's reliving every time his uncle mentioned weird lumps, every panic attack story from Reddit, every late night health scare his mom ever texted him about. Then the self-roast session kicks in. Why am I always like this? Why can't I just chill? Normal people don't turn a shoulder knot into a damn Greek tragedy. Boom. 20 minutes later, he's depressed, frustrated, and still hasn't decided whether to put Neosporin on the thing. That, my friends, is the difference between thinking and overthinking. Thinking is when you spot the lump, Google it once, book a quick doc appointment if needed, and move on with your life. Overthinking is when one tiny lump hijacks your entire operating system and turns your brain into a 24/7 courtroom where you're the defendant, prosecutor, and jury, all screaming at once. So how do you know you've crossed the line from smart human to mental hamster wheel? Here are the dead giveaways Trenton drops. You're thinking about your thoughts like it's your full-time job, meta-overthinking, inception-level crap. You're basically fighting your own brain, arguing with thoughts, judging them, trying to wrangle them like cats on caffeine. Every problem feels personal, like, I'm the broken one here. Decisions? Ha! You're paralyzed, second-guessing option A while you're literally doing option A. You keep circling back to stuff you can't control, can't change, or that hasn't even happened. You're trapped in negative loops so often it feels normal. Look, thinking is our superpower. It's why we've got iPhones, space rockets, and fantasy football. Questioning, analyzing, reflecting, that's all gold. But when it flips into nonstop, uncontrollable, self-sabotaging madness, that's when the gift becomes a curse. Bottom line, more thinking doesn't automatically equal overthinking. But the second it stops moving you forward and starts dragging you through the mud, you've crossed the line. And once you can spot that line, you can refuse to cross it. Chapter 3 is coming in hot, where we hunt down the real triggers that flip the switch. Stay with me, you're already winning. Chapter 3. The usual suspects. What's actually lighting the fuse on your stress? Alright, let's call it like it is. Stress isn't some mysterious cosmic punishment. It's got fingerprints all over it. And most of them are from the same tired lineup we deal with every single day. Nick Trenton just rips the mask off and shows you the rogues gallery. Here's the hit list. Money or the lack of it. Rent's due, credit cards maxed, and your 401k looks like a sad joke. Work, deadlines, toxic boss, that coworker who microwaves fish, the constant fear you're one Zoom call away from the chopping block. Family and relationships, kids needing a million things, spouse giving you the silent treatment. Or realizing date night has turned into Netflix and silent scrolling. Aging, you catch your reflection and wonder who stole your jawline and gave you your dad's knees. Keeping up with the Joneses, your buddy posts his new truck, six-pack abs or Cancun vacation, and suddenly your perfectly fine life feels like a participation trophy. Doom scrolling the news, mass shootings, politics on fire, climate warnings. Pick your poison, it's all served 24/7 with push notifications. Politics, the toxic kind. Not the we're building roads kind. The they're coming for your guns, kids, rights. Kind that turns Thanksgiving into Thunderdome. Junk sleep and junk food. You're running on 5 hours and a Diet Coke, then wonder why you feel like roadkill. Ghost of embarrassments past. That thing you said in 10th grade still shows up at 2 a.m. like a horror movie jump scare. The bank account that makes you whisper. Maybe ramen is a personality trait. And then there's the stuff nobody talks about but hits just as hard. Your environment. Your actual surroundings are low-key yelling at your nervous system all day. Walk into a cluttered house. Your brain reads, chaos, danger. Sitting under flickering fluorescent lights that sound like a dying bee? Stress. Walls the color of a hospital waiting room? Stress. Smells like old takeout and gym socks? Stress. Neighbors blasting bass or arguing through the walls? Stress. You've heard the advice a million times. Just clean your room. Bro. Turns out it's not hippie nonsense. It's neuroscience. A messy, loud, ugly, stinky environment is a constant drip of cortisol straight into your veins. Bottom line, stress isn't random. It's a predictable hit list plus whatever your 5 senses are marinating in all day. Spot the culprits and you can start kicking them out one by one. Next chapter. We're talking about what happens when you let this crap run the show too long. Spoiler, it ain't pretty. Keep rolling with me. Chapter 4. The Real Damage Report. What overthinking is actually doing to you. Remember our buddy James from a couple chapters back? The guy who turned a random shoulder knot into a full-blown existential crisis? Now imagine that's not a one-time thing. Imagine that's his brain on repeat. 24/7 365. That's where a lot of us live. Here's the part most people sleep on. We treat overthinking like it's just thinking too hard. Cute little quirk. No big deal. Bro, it's not a quirk. It's a 5-alarm. Fire burning down every room in your house. While you stand there, telling yourself, it's fine. It's just smoke. Let's break down the body count. Physically, this crap is straight up poison. The second your brain decides the sky is falling, your HPA axis, that's hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, your body's 911 system, slams the big red button. Cortisol floods the system, adrenaline spikes, and your body goes into fight or flight, like there's a grizzly bear in the kitchen. Short-term hits, pounding headaches, tight chest, shaky hands. Stomach doing cartwheels, sweating like you just ran a 5K in a sauna, and feeling like you chugged 12 espressos with zero sleep. Long term, your body was never built to live in red alert mode. We're talking heart disease, screwed up hormones, immune system that catches every cold on the subway, memory turning to Swiss cheese, and sleep that feels like a bad joke. Mentally and emotionally, it's a slow motion train wreck. Constant fatigue even when you slept, irritability that turns you into someone you don't recognize. Focus shot to hell, motivation nowhere to be found. Sex drive in the toilet, appetite all over the map, nightmares, depression creeping in like fog. You start feeling totally out of control, like life's happening to you instead of with you. Socially, you ghost your friends, snap at your partner, hide from family gatherings, and perform like trash. At work because half your brain is busy, running disaster simulations. Some folks numb out with booze, scrolling, shopping, whatever sticks the landing for 5 minutes. Spiritually, the deepest cut of all, you stop giving a damn. Life loses color. You quit dreaming, quit helping people, quit believing anything matters. You're just surviving, and even that feels pointless. Here's the vicious cycle in plain English. Overthinking, skyrocketing cortisol. Body stays in panic mode. You feel worse. Brain says, see? Told you everything sucks. More overthinking? Repeat until you're a hollowed out shell. That's not drama. That's biology. But here's the lifeline Trenton throws you. You can't always control the first thought that pops in, but you sure as hell control what you do with it. You can train your brain to stop pouring gasoline on every spark. It's a muscle. The more you practice the tools coming up, the stronger it gets. This chapter isn't here to scare you. It's here to wake you up. Because once you see how much this habit is actually costing you, staying stuck isn't an option anymore. Next up, the battle plan to shut this down for good. You're still in the fight, champ. Let's go. Chapter 5. The 4 A's of stress management, your get-out-of-hell-free card. When life's coming at you like a linebacker on fire, you need a playbook that actually works. Nick Trenton hands you the ultimate 4-move combo. Avoid, alter, accept, adapt. Think of these as your stress-busting Avengers. You don't have to use all 4 every time, but one of them will always fit the situation. Let's roll. Order 1, avoid. Don't walk into the fire if you don't have to. Yeah, it sounds obvious, but most of us keep scheduling our own beatdowns. Costco on Saturday afternoon? Nah, bro. Go Thursday at 10 a.m. when it's tumbleweeds, and you're in and out in 20 minutes. Your cousin who turns every holiday into a political cage match? Book an Airbnb for the fam this year. Problem solved. That friend who texts you 47 times when they're drunk and crying? Mute the thread. You're not the 24-hour crisis hotline. Avoiding isn't running away. It's smart battlefield strategy. Say hell no to anything or anyone that drains your battery for no good reason. Your time, energy, and sanity are non-renewable. Guard them like they're Fort Knox. Number 2, alter. Can't dodge it? Change the game. Traffic makes you rage? Throw on a killer, audiobook or podcast and turn your commute into college 2.0. Your roommate leaves dishes in the sink like it's modern art? Have the calm but firm convo. Dude, I love you, but the fruit flies are staging a coup. Dishes in the dishwasher by 10 p.m. or we start a chore chart. Boss piles on last-minute crap every Friday at 4:59 p.m. Start blocking your calendar from 4 p.m. onward and train them that you're off the clock. Speak up, set boundaries. Ask for what you need instead of white-knuckling it and hating everyone. Most people will actually adjust if you just open your mouth. Number 3, accept. Some stuff you can't dodge and you can't fix. That's when you pull out acceptance and no. It's not resignation or pretending everything's rainbows. Real acceptance sounds like this. This breakup sucks. I'm gutted. I'm gonna feel this for a while, and that's okay. Or to my coworker's a credit-stealing jerk. I can't change him, but I'm not gonna let him live rent-free in my head. Forgive when you can. Not for them, for you. Reframe the story. I bombed that test, but one test doesn't make me a failure. It makes me human. Then, you stop fighting reality and free up all that energy for something that actually moves the needle. Number 4, adapt. Long-term game changer. This is where you upgrade your operating system. Ditch the perfectionism that's got you stressed 24/7, because nothing's ever good enough. Lower the bar from Superman to functional adult who's doing his best. Start a daily gratitude list. 3 things that don't suck. Take 60 seconds. Rewires your brain for the better. Load up on affirmations that aren't corny. I've survived 100% of my worst days so far. I'll survive this one too. Adapt means you stop waiting for the world to get easier and you get stronger, smarter, and more chill instead. So next time stress rolls up, hit pause and run the 4-question checklist. 1. Can I avoid this completely? 2. Can I alter it so it doesn't suck as bad? 3. If neither, can I accept it without losing my mind? 4. How do I adapt so this crap doesn't own me long term? Boom! You now have a decision tree that works in the grocery line, the boardroom, or when your mother-in-law announces she's staying for 2 weeks. You're not helpless. You're not a victim. You've got the 4 A's in your back pocket, and they work every damn time. Use them. Your peace of mind is counting on it. Declutter Chapter 6. Grab a pen and start. Snitching on your stress. The power of a stress diary. Look, if your brain feels like a browser with 47 tabs open and half of them are panic videos, you need a way to figure out which tab is actually blasting the loudest. The fix is stupid simple. Write that crap down. A stress diary, or any journal, is basically a detective badge for your own mind. It turns vague, I feel like garbage, into hard evidence you can actually do something about. Here's how dead easy it is. Every single time you feel your mood dip, your chest tighten, or your focus vanish, pull out your phone notes or a cheap spiral notebook and jot this down in under 2 minutes. Date and time. 10. Decade 25 times 0930. Stress level 1 through 10. How bad is it right now? Physical clues. Heart racing, jaw clenched, stomach doing flips, etc. What just happened? Got a text about dad's surgery? Boss dropped a surprise deadline. Saw my ex's vacation pics, whatever. What thought is looping? He's gonna die on the table. I'm getting fired. I'm unlovable. What did I do about it? Doom scrolled, stress ate flamin' hot Cheetos, ghosted the group chat. How'd that work out? Spoiler, usually not great. Do that for 2 weeks. That's it. Then sit down with a beer or a coffee and read it like you're investigating somebody else. Patterns jump out like neon signs. Holy crap, Every spike happens right after I open Instagram. I hit an 8 every time mom calls. I'm good until 3 p.m. Then the caffeine crash plus inbox avalanche. Vodka meltdown city. Now you've got actual intel instead of guessing. You see the triggers, you see your go-to, usually terrible, coping moves, and you can finally do something that works. Once the patterns are staring you in the face, bring in the 4 A's from last chapter. All my stress comes from Chad in accounting. Avoid new lunchtime or alter straight-up boundary convo. Deadlines own my soul? Alter the schedule or accept that some weeks suck and plan recovery. I'm still pissed about 2019? Accept, reframe, and move on. Bonus, just the act of writing it down dumps half the pressure out of your head and onto the page. It's free therapy 24/7. And if a full-blown stress diary feels like homework, pick your flavor. Gratitude journal. 5 things every night that didn't suck. Hot shower. Dog didn't puke on the carpet. Tacos existed. Takes 60 seconds. Rewires your brain to hunt the good. Rage dump journal. When life punches you in the soul, scribble every ugly feeling. Then close the notebook and leave it there. Bullet journal. Quick hits, to-dos, wins, doodles, whatever keeps you sane and organized. Past rewrite journal. Take an old screw-up that still haunts you and tell the story like a kind coach instead of a prosecutor. I was 24, broke and learning. That mistake bought me the wisdom I use every day now. End every entry with something that pulls you forward. 1 win, 1 possibility, 1 I've got this. 2 weeks of this and you'll know your brain better than your Netflix algorithm knows you. You'll spot the landmines before you step on them. And you'll finally stop treating symptoms and start fixing causes. Grab a pen, a note app, whatever. Start tonight. Your future, calmer self is already thanking you. Chapter 7. Take back your clock. Master your time and your inputs. Here's the cold, hard truth. The one reason your brain feels like a dumpster fire most days? You're letting your time and your inputs run the show instead of the other way around. You say yes to every notification, every quick favor, every doom scroll session, then wonder why you've got 0 bandwidth left for the gym, your friends, or just sitting on the couch without wanting to scream. You're not lazy. You're just leaking your life in 1,000 directions. Time to plug the holes. Step 1. Build a routine that actually works for you. Not some Instagram influencer fantasy schedule. A real one. Block the big rocks first. Sleep, workouts, family time, whatever actually recharges you. Everything else fits around those. Treat those blocks like meetings with the president. Non-negotiable. Step 2. Stop treating every goal like a monster. Big scary goal? Chop it into bite-sized pieces you can crush in a single sitting. Get in shape becomes walk 20 minutes after dinner. 3 times this week. You check those off, you get the dopamine hit and momentum snowballs. Step 3. Steal David Allen's 2-minute rule for inputs. New email, text, Slack ping, whatever. The second it lands, decide in 5 seconds. Can you kill it in under 2 minutes? Do it right now. Does it need more time? Schedule it or throw it on a list. Total garbage? Delete or archive. No more 300 unread emails breeding like rabbits. You process once, you move on, your inbox stops owning your soul. Step 4. Make every goal smart as hell. Vague dreams die. Smart goals survive. Specific. I want to get healthier. I'm gonna hit 8,000 steps a day and eat a vegetable with dinner. Measurable. You'll know because the watch says 8,000 and there's broccoli on the plate. Achievable. Not lose 50 pounds by Friday, but drop 1-2 pounds a week. Relevant. Ties straight to why you actually give a damn. More energy for the kids. Feel good in your jeans again. Whatever. Time-bound. Give it a deadline so it doesn't drift into someday purgatory. Write that SMART goal down. Stick it on your fridge or phone lock screen. And watch how fast I should probably turns into done. Bottom line, when you own your calendar instead of letting it own you, and when you stop letting every ping and headline hijack your attention, the mental chaos drops off a cliff. You get breathing room. You get wins. You get your life back. That's the final piece. You've now got the full playbook. Spot the spiral. Kill the triggers. Rewire the thoughts. Manage the stress. Track the patterns. And control your time and inputs. Overthinking doesn't stand a chance. Start tonight. Open your calendar. Block 1 non-negotiable hour tomorrow. Set 1 SMART goal. And turn off the notifications that aren't paying your bills. You've got the tools. Go build the calm, focused, badass life you keep saying you want. Let's freaking go. Conclusion. Your overthinking exit ramp. Lock this in. Alright fam. We just ran the full gauntlet of Nick Trenton's Stop Overthinking. and you now own the playbook that actually works. Before we close the mic, let's hammer the big takeaways home one last time so they're tattooed on your brain. Overthinking isn't deep thinking. It's anxiety in a Halloween costume, and it's been stealing your peace, your sleep, and your sanity long enough. Here's your permanent emergency kit. 3 moves you can fire off anywhere, anytime. 1. The 5 4 3 2 1 reset. Brain on fire? Hit this in 10 seconds flat. 5 things you see, 4 you hear, 3 you can touch, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Boom! You just yanked your mind out of the spiral and slammed it back into the present. Works in the grocery line, the boardroom, or 3 a.m. doom scrolling. 2. Scheduled worry time. Give your freakouts a damn appointment. 15 minutes at 7 p.m. Phone reminder and everything. When the crazy thoughts show up early, tell them, cool story. See you at 7. Half the time you'll get to 7 p.m. and go, wait, what was I even freaking out about? The rest of the day stays yours. 3. Hunt the good stuff. End every single day by naming 3 wins or 3 things that didn't suck. Coffee was hot. Dog didn't eat the couch. Made it through the meeting without crying. Train your brain to scout for proof that life isn't actually a dumpster fire. That's it. 3 tools, 0 excuses. You now know overthinking isn't a personality trait. It's a habit. And habits die when you starve them and feed something better. So starting tonight, right now, pick 1 tool, use it once, then stack another tomorrow. In a week, you'll feel the shift. In a month, you'll wonder why you ever let that mental hamster wheel run your life. You're done overthinking. You're done handing the keys to anxiety. From here on out, you drive. Thanks for riding shotgun with me. Now go live the calm, focused, tough life you just unlocked. Drop the mic. We're out.